the Sioux Valley postseason basketball coaches show. We are here because it is a postseason play. I'm joined by Colin Vanderwall. We'll get into you in a second. You've got a lot of C-team action that you want to talk about, FCA tournament that you want to talk about. We'll get into all of that. Before we do that, I have to thank some sponsors first. Everything that we do is brought to us by Bankstar Financial, the exclusive presenter of everything we do with Sioux Valley Athletics on Saul's Media. With locations in Volga, Brookings, and Elkton, Bankstar provides big-time business with a small-town feel. Looking to finance a home? Do you need a car loan? How's your retirement plan looking?
Oh, man, that's a great question.
Stop in and chat with the local professionals today. Bank on the bright side. Bankstar Financial, a proud sponsor of Sioux Valley Athletics and the Saul's Media broadcast. There's plenty of other sponsors we're going to get through. We try to keep this to an hour, so we're just going to roll right into this. Colin Vanderwall, how are you?
I'm doing great. Yeah, every time that I hop on the mic, I just feel like I should do like a Chris Collinsworth slide in, and now here's a guy who – but you know what? Yeah, doing great.
If we had chairs with wheels, we could pull that off.
We could,
but we don't have that. Look, we're pretty small time around here, so we don't have wheels on chairs.
Small time right now, yeah.
At the moment. Small time in it right now. But it is postseason basketball for you guys on the boys' side. We'll talk about the high school in a little bit, but tell me about the FCA tournament that you guys just pulled off and that C-team season that you were a big part of.
Yeah, honestly, I can't say that I was a big part of the C-team season because it's so easy being a C-team coach in a town and a program like Volga where
you're the leader though. You're the mentor. You're the guy they look to.
I'll take up the mentor thing because I really care about who they are off the court more than I want to. Okay, that'll sound bad. We'll scratch that.
We're editing. Anyone?
Yep. No. Holdy? No? Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Honestly, the reason I got into coaching is to make them better people rather than much more than better basketball players. And so with the program and all the youth programs that we have leading up to high school, it's really easy for me to just kind of introduce them to the program. Like all their foundation, all their basis is there with skills and just general feel for the game. And so now I just get to coach the intricacies of Sioux Valley boys basketball.
Yeah.
And that's one of the most fun things to do, right? Because my job is to try to, when they get pulled up to varsity, to try to make it as seamless of a transition as possible with like practice expectations and just knowing like the little details that we bring offensively and defensively. And seems like that's been a good recipe for the guys who have been pulled up. But
the good human part that comes through at every level, it seems like that goes all the way through high school. It starts at your level and then everyone just kind of builds on it from there. From the JV side, Bill Vincent with the varsity guys, it's a common theme. Even on the girls' side of things, we'll talk to Jamie Granum about that. But it starts at your level and just kind of develops from there.
Yeah. Getting into the middle school program and then getting up to freshman in high school, middle school, you're kind of the top dogs. And then you get to high school and you get to the C team where you kind of got to work your way up. And so sometimes it can be a little bit of like, who am I?
Yeah.
Who am I? And so that's really what I spend a lot of time on, in my pre-practice, post-practice talks is just kind of help them like understand, like you can be your own person. Don't have to try to be somebody you're not. But yeah, the C team was just another phenomenal group this year, as we were last year. This year we went 16-1.
Okay. Only
loss was to a red hot Dakota Valley C team.
Okay.
More of a freshman sophomore team, and they pulled back Luke Bruns from kind of the JV varsity level to play with us, and so it was just a really great experience for our guys to be able to travel down with the girls varsity team down to Sioux City and then get to compete, and we competed well, and they just could not miss a shot. I think that they made
that helps in basketball, man.
A little bit, yeah. When you make 17 threes and 16 two-pointers, it's pretty hard to beat a team who's going to be shooting that well.
That is some hot shooting.
And we scored 60 points that game, so still played a really good, high-scoring game for us. But the rest of the season it was just really fun to coach those guys too. The way that they handled adversity and the way that they handled themselves on the court, off the court. Was just really a testament to who they are as people, and really saw the culmination of that at our FCA C team tournament that we held February 22nd.
I was just going to bring that up. You just had that tournament here February 2nd, you said. So that's, what, a month ago already?
22nd. So
22nd,
2 weeks ago. Yep.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But that went well. That was reaching out to a lot of other schools that have FCA programs as well, wanting to be a part of it, wanting to be here in, Tiletown in the Cossack Center. It sounded like that was a fun Saturday.
Yeah, it was. And it wasn't teams that currently had like an FCA program going in their school, but quite a few of them did.
Yeah.
Just from the connections that I have as FCA staff, but always inviting teams, if they want to be a part of it. If they don't, it's kind of up to them. But we were able to fill out an 8-team roster, and had teams from like stretching down from Salem to Hitchcock, Tulare, and so teams were traveling quite a ways. And it was a really good turnout, both fan wise, game wise, and I think every team at least got to experience a good competitive game throughout the day.
And you found a way to do a double elimination at the same time, right? I mean,
so we did state tournament format. So every team had 3 guaranteed games.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, not even double elimination then. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Well, that's a solid Saturday. So the hope is to build on that, I would imagine, right? We want to do it again next year, maybe make it bigger. I don't know how you do that.
Yeah, there was a lot of parents that went on Facebook saying first annual, and so it was like in my mind, but I wasn't about to announce it yet. And so now that the parents are all first annual FCAC team tournament, I'm like, okay, well that kind of locks me in for next year then. So
I kind of have to now.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. But yeah, it was great, and our guys played well. Never played like early morning games, and so playing at 9 a.m. to then 11 a.m. was a really good challenge for us.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily the brand of basketball that we were used to seeing, but it really helped us to get ready for a really good MCMC team as well. Maybe they might have pulled down a couple of their JV guys too. So that championship game was a really, really fun game to just kind of sit back and watch and coach as well. Johnny Vermeulen just kind of played out of his mind in that first quarter. I think he had 14 of his 17 points in the first quarter.
Okay.
Hit 4 threes, kind of back to back to back to back.
There you go.
Cooper Teskey just played really well, handling most of the ball pressure and guarding their best player. Tyra Scholes always just was a really solid like rebounder for us in the post and a really good finisher. I kept telling those guys all year, like, there's not a bad player on that team. And so my biggest problem was I never had enough playing time. Like, I never got any of those guys enough playing time that I wanted them to.
Right.
But, with a team as solid as they were, everybody deserved, like, pretty equal playing time. And
that's part of the development process, too. I mean, you still have to earn the right to be out there as much as you can be. So it's something that you learn as a basketball player that, the harder workers usually play a lot more. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's part of what you're talking about, but you have to earn the right to be on the court.
Yep.
Yeah, everyone is trying, but there's still something you got to, make decisions on, I guess.
Yep. Yeah, and it's tough, there's everybody kind of had their game this year where it was really, really hard to take them off the floor. So we'd, instead of subbing 5 for 5, we'd go 4 for 5 and leave the good guy, not the good guy, but the guy who had a hot hand or was just playing out of his mind, and really kind of that spark plug that we needed that game. Can't say enough good things about this team and how coachable they were.
Well, that's good.
I was able to just be really hard on them and just kind of get after them, and they responded well.
Being the coach mentor that you are, you have to be hard on them at times. Yeah, that's it's coachable kids helps, man.
Yep,
it really does, and this program's full of them on either side of it.
Yeah,
coachable kids.
Yep.
We'll move into a little bit of high school stuff then. This is Region Week for the boys' side as well. Now we got snowed out for a game last night.
Yeah,
we'll now play that on Friday. It's going to be a 6 p.m. game on Friday.
Okay.
Am I right with that?
I haven't checked the schedule yet. You caught me.
I think I saw it on Facebook. Okay. The Sioux Valley School District and everything else put it at 6 p.m. on Friday. Suppose I have it here. No. Scorefeed still has. There we go. Yeah, 6 p.m. on Friday. There we go.
Okay. Yep. Sweet.
So there we are. We have it. We got it.
Awesome.
6 p.m. Friday night in Florence. So that's where we are. You guys have been practicing, obviously, and now you get a couple more days of practice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you guys ready? Are you guys prepared? It's been kind of an up and down season. What are we doing to get ready for Florence?
Yeah. Me and Coach Vincent talk all the time. We're really peaking at the right time.
Yeah.
We've strung together some really solid practices that kind of look like the teams of the past 5 years who have made it to the to the State A tournament. We're just playing really well. We're competing. We're getting after it. And, there was a good stretch of the season where we were kind of sick. And so now we're healthy. We're playing hard. We're kind of finding that next level that a lot of the athletes didn't know that they could find. Right. And so they found it now, and we're just kind of firing on all cylinders, and I think that we're ready to go for Friday.
We come into Friday. It's a 4-5 matchup. Florence Henry is the 4, Sioux Valley the 5. Winner plays Hamlin the next night. So with the snow postponement, now we're condensing the region play. So it'll be Friday night. You win. You play Saturday night in Hamlin.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to it. That'd be that's a Big East, or is that LCC?
That's LCC.
That's LCC in it.
Yeah,
See,
LCC
I'm still
matchup.
learning.
Yeah.
I'm still, Cossack, but I'm still learning all of the intricacies. So.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah. Juggling 2 different conferences throughout regular season play. It's easy to get them confused, and there's some teams that lap over. Like Flandreau is in both the Big East and the LCC.
Well,
so
Sioux Valley's one of those.
Yep.
Playing both sides of it. So it's I'll learn eventually. But and what's going to happen is I'll learn right now. Mm-hmm. And then by the time we get back to next season, I'll have forgotten it.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's
the teams will remain, but I'll just forget who's who and where's they are.
The LCC has always kind of been should be at least in the contention for one of the best conferences in the state, because we have teams in both Class A and Class B that are making it to the state tournament year in and year out.
Right.
And people talk about the DAC-12 a lot. And how good of a conference that is. Mm-hmm. And I think LCC kind of sticks right there with them. Sure. And so if we're fortunate enough to shots fall our way Friday night, that we get the chance to play Hamlin at Hamlin to punch our ticket to the SODAC 16. Yep. That'd be a really fun atmosphere to play in. I know that the Hamlin-Sioux Valley rivalry has always just been one that brings a crowd, and so it's always a great atmosphere to play in. You can just kind of feel that rivalry and that tension, and it's just really good. And love watching Hamlin, and they're a fun team to watch. But really excited for our team and what we could possibly do here in the postseason.
We'll get through the Falcons first. 6 o'clock Friday night in Florence. The Falcons 13-7 on their season. The Cossacks now up to 11-9 on their season. Should be fairly evenly matched. Let's have a good one on Friday, man, up in Florence.
Yeah,
there won't be any snow on the ground by that time, so we'll be fine.
Yeah, it's kind of going away quickly. I like watching Florence too. They got I think Region 2 is maybe the only region in Class A that has every team has 10 wins or more.
Oh, okay.
And so we're a deep region, and I think that shows with our 4-5 seed matchup. 2 evenly matched teams with a few really good players and really good role players too. Yep. So really excited for Friday.
It's gonna be good, Colin. Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
We're gonna send up whoever we're sending up. We stand on the boys' side. We'll stay on the boys' side for a little bit. Yes. No. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Sure. Yep.
As the producer of this show.
Yes. Yep.
Holden, you coming up? Sure. I'll take those just so you don't walk away with those. Speaking of a C team, no, just like that. There you go. And then just kind of pull that microphone down in front of you. There you go. Hi there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yes. Okay, I can hear you too. Holden, how we doing, man?
Good. How about you?
Holden Rusink, part of the C team fame this year, right?
JV.
Or you're just doing the JV and DC team? Okay. JV had a good season though too, right?
Yeah, we did pretty good.
Was it one loss or was it?
Yeah, only lost one. Yeah. Castlewood.
That Castlewood right at the end there. You're preparing also for Florence Henry. You don't get a lot of playing time in the varsity, but you get to bang on these guys. You're part of the scout team, so you're preparing your boys. Right?
Yeah.
How's practice been going?
Pretty good. We've been preparing pretty well. Got a lot of Florence stuff in, so it's kind of nice. When they run stuff, we'll be able to know what it is and just stop it.
Yeah, you're on the scout team, so you're running their offense. What do you think of their offensive sets? What do you think of how we can defeat them or play well against them?
It's kind of just like the thing that's nice. It's like if we win against them, it's kind of some of their plays are from Hamlin.
Okay.
Because one of their coaches used to go to Hamlin.
Okay.
Or graduated there, is what Bill said. And
all right.
So I mean, if we win, it'll be kind of nice because we have some of the sets in already.
Yeah.
That'll help them against Hamlin if we win.
Well, we'll win, right? We'll go up to Florence and get a win. 6 o'clock on Friday. That's our game time. What did you do with the snow day yesterday? Did you get some basketball in?
Yeah,
I think this place is closed, so you didn't really.
We had practice at 12:45 to 1:45, and then went home and just
Just
Went
chilling?
to Los Tapatios with a couple friends, and then
Shout
all
out.
went home.
Shout out. What'd you have at Los Tapatios?
The California burrito.
Yeah? Is that a popular Your boys are over there just laughing at you.
I think it's good. You get
Well, that's all that matters. You're the one
Yeah.
eating it, so that's all that matters. Okay, so practice today. So, yeah, I don't want to keep you too long, but we'll prepare and head up to Florence on Friday. You ever been up there? You done any JV things, anything up
last
there?
Friday we all went.
As a group, but
Yeah.
have you ever played up there in the Florence gym? I mean,
A
you're
couple
still
of my friends said that we played there when we were younger, but I don't ever remember.
Well, there you go. It'll be an experience for you as well.
Yeah.
All right, Holden. Well, thanks for joining on, Mir.
Yeah.
Are we getting someone else? Is some of the laughter crew? Is someone else coming up?
Trent Schmidt said he wants on.
You've been volunteered. 2 minutes. Just pull that apart. Throw that on. Trenton, how we doing?
Good. How about yourself?
You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I feel like I got the microphones down here, so I'm just making sure.
Gotcha.
JV for you, did you do C team as well?
Yeah, I played.
So you were part of 2 teams this year that only had 2 losses combined?
Exactly.
That's
yeah.
not bad. That's a good start.
Yeah.
What did you like better, C team or JV?
They're both really fun. They both had their different challenges, and they both had their areas where they were a lot of fun.
Yeah.
C team, because I would say that I was probably like one of the leaders on the C team. But
Okay.
then when it came to the JV, I wasn't really a leader.
Yeah.
I was just kind of like a role guy on the JV team.
Sure.
But it was a lot of fun. They're both a lot of fun.
What's better, playing in the paint or shooting threes?
Shoot 100% shooting threes. I don't even feel like everyone over here
It's
knew
not
that
even
answer.
a decision.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we'll look forward to that when you go up varsity. That'll be next year, right? Varsity next year.
Yeah, probably.
Sure. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Are you ready for Florence? You're making the trek as well, right? You
Yeah,
get
yeah.
to be on the bench down there.
Yeah.
Have you ever played? Holden
Well,
was too
apparently-
young to remember a Florence game that he played.
Johnny said that we did do a tournament in Florence, but I do not recall any tournament in Florence.
So you guys don't remember anything about Florence, but when you walk in the gym, you're like, oh, yeah, we did do something here.
No, other than that one night that we went there on Friday, I
Yeah.
never recognized the gym. I thought it was cool space.
Okay.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The energy's gonna be crazy because it's not really a really big gym. It's a great size gym.
Yeah, it's
a lot
pretty.
of energy.
It's pretty small. I'm not saying it's half the size of what we play in here, but it's pretty small.
Yeah, it's not quite Cossack Center, but it'll
be,
be there.
Castlewitz sized up there, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds good actually.
Flanders kind of a small place too, as
Yeah,
far
yeah.
as what that goes.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's regions, man. This is postseason basketball, so
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
should be a great atmosphere. Should be a lot of fun. A lot of screaming and yelling. The Cossack crazies have been going nuts.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of the hardest routes Sioux Valley's gonna have to make it to state, and I think we got it. I think
Yeah.
we can do it. Had a lot of fun at practices, and the team's looking really good right now.
3 carries of games, and then punch your ticket. Where is? I don't even know where the state tournament is.
It's at the Denny this year. Denny.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I'll send you off to practice.
Thank you.
Trenton, thanks for joining on.
Thank you.
I think we're moving to the girls' side. We probably should because we're 20 minutes in already. Well,
thank
thanks,
you.
man.
Yeah, thank you, Solzy.
We'll talk a lot more in the future, man.
Okay,
Keep
thank
shooting
you.
threes. Sure. Yeah, we can talk with you first. Okay. Yeah, I'll just have you put those on and microphone
Yeah.
close. There we go. Head coach Jamie Granham,
Good
how
to
we
be
doing,
back
man?
with you. Very good. Feel good. So
I haven't talked to you, some text messages
Yeah.
back and forth, but
Yeah.
I haven't seen you since we won the
You've been
regional
watching
final.
some game film,
I've been
so-
watching. I'm preparing. I've got numbers and names down. I'm ready, man. It's Soda X16 time. It's
we have to be ready.
as your mantra
have
of
to
your
be
team.
ready.
It's everybody eats, and I feel like I'm
Yep.
trying to do my part to prepare myself for what's going to be a fun matchup
Yep.
tomorrow in
Going to
Madison.
be a fun matchup, fun game. Two teams with a lot on the line, right? It's the storm game, the game that sends you home, and
Yeah.
every team that's left now, we're in the final 16 teams, so that's an accomplishment in itself.
Right.
And then to get to take the next step, we're going to have to play a great game on Thursday.
It's going to be fun.
It is.
It's a crazy atmosphere, too. Madison has bleachers on all 4 sides. We're not used to doing that sort of thing. Maybe some of those gyms that we get into have all 4, but
Yep.
Madison's a big place.
Yep, that is. It's
gonna be a fun environment.
It's a big facility. We got there's 4 or 2 games going on, so there's going to
Yeah.
be 4 teams in there, and we're the first game, so we're going to get some of the spillover crowd kind of showing up early, and
Yep.
those are games that you want to get there early and get a good seat.
Yeah, 5:30 tomorrow night in Madison at the
Yep.
high school gym there. What do we
Doors
know?
open 4:45. So
There we go.
Yep.
What do we know about Miller? But you've been preparing just as much as I have, probably a lot more.
I'll try to give the people that maybe are watching this maybe a perspective of it.
Yeah.
They have a Beersford feel to me with better role players than
Okay.
Beersford.
Okay.
They've got a really, really good guard, Kolda, 1,000-point scorer, inside, outside. A Schleckway who's missed a couple of their losses. The Mobridge game she didn't play. I feel that's probably their second best player. And then she didn't play in the Mount Vernon Plankington game either, another loss.
Yeah.
So they bring back, a 5'10" forward. And then they've got a couple of Wordle guards. That's their last name. I don't know if they're sisters, cousins,
yeah,
whatever
it
they
is,
are.
yeah.
But they're athletic. It was a state volleyball team, and probably on that team, I believe they probably had a lot of volleyball returners that contributed in comparison to our girls basketball team, where we have a couple of our starters that contributed on the volleyball team. So full of athletes. A Lichty girl, number 14, is really athletic. 5'10", 5'11". They're going to have some size. They're going to challenge us on the boards tomorrow night. So, we're prepared. But at this point in the year, everybody is 0-0, and it doesn't matter. No one cares what you did in the past.
Yep.
Although all of those games bring you to the point right now, whether that's preparation and just being ready to play in a big game.
Try to learn something from every game to
For
get
sure.
to this point. Take it into
For sure.
Madison tomorrow.
For sure.
I'll be doing the same on a broadcast.
I'm,
Just learning.
I can talk about Miller more, but when we talk about our team, I'm so confident and have so much belief in our team and what we can do and how opponents have to prepare for us. And we just put 5, and I keep on this same thing over and over again. We put 5 really good basketball players on the floor at all times.
Yeah.
And they have to guard us at all 5 positions. You won't see, anyone getting not guarded. Makes us really dangerous. Makes us dangerous for this game Thursday and hopefully after that.
This would be a Sodax 16. When's the last time Sioux Valley was in a Sodax 16?
2017.
So it's been a little bit then.
It has.
Okay.
It has been a little bit. We were, I guess the excuses can come. I can bring you all kinds of excuses, and we were in that region with the Flanders and the Hamlins, and
Flanders had some pretty good teams coming up through the ranks here, man.
All of that kind of stuff, and not saying like there's other teams out there right now that aren't in a Sodax 16 that were in tough regions too. So I can't really speak on that, but we've had some solid teams since then.
Yeah.
But it takes some luck too, along with talent and skill and all that other stuff.
It's a combination of everything.
It is.
And it just once you're given this opportunity, and we talked about this a little bit in the last post-game show for the region final we did here against, was it Dual? Dual was the last game. Am I getting it right?
Great Plains Lutheran.
GPL, that post-game show. This is an opportunity. Sodax 16 is fun to say, it's fun to be in, but it's an opportunity. There's another goal that's just beyond that. All those experiences, all those games, they all lead into tomorrow night in Madison, but there is one thing left after that.
I think like everybody else that's a Kazakh fan, I'm excited I get excited to watch our team play.
Yeah.
And the style they play and the way they play with each other, how connected they are. Both offensively and defensively, and maybe most proud of where our defense is at, because that will, ultimately that will keep you in a lot of games if you just bring it on the defensive end, regardless of how your offense is flowing. Obviously, offense wins games
Scores
and
points.
stuff like that, and you need that. But defensively, we're a hard matchup to go against, and probably in years past I couldn't sit up here and say that truthfully.
I love the dynamic of your squad because you do have 3 fantastic guards that can play the perimeter, they can defend, they can rebound at the same time. Yep. And then there's these 2 fantastic posts in the paint where they just love to play off each other in a high-low game. Yep. You have to guard 2 different levels of things with that offense that you can bring. And if a team on the other side doesn't have the athletes to match up with that, it's going to be a very hard night.
Yeah, ultimately, offensively, you want to be able to score at all 3 levels. Yeah. And again, not all teams that are even playing in the Sodax 16 can say that. We were a team in the past that we could score really good at one level, and that was the 3-point line. And with Kira and Kaylee inside and our ability to attack the rim, we can score now at the rim, and that gives us a whole nother dimension offensively to be able to score it at all 3 levels.
It's been a fantastic season. You're coming in this 18-4 for the Sonax 16. Miller 18-4 as well. It's going to be a fun matchup. Everyone get to Madison tomorrow. But if you can't, it'll be right here in Salisbury.
For sure. We don't have any common opponents, so it's you can look through scores and there's a lot of goofy things out there when you start to look at scores and you're 10 points better, or you're you're 10 points worse and all that other stuff. So it's hard to in a game like this. It's big moments, big plays, big players, and it's going to be fun.
We're going to talk to one of your senior leaders here once you get out of the hot seat here, but. Sure. She'll be one of those reasons why, for just being that leader on the floor. She is the general, the point guard at 6 foot tall.
So much confidence. Yeah. So much confidence in Kira and where she's at with her game right now. And even from the beginning of the season, a lot of times as a senior, you don't, you might not improve during the season, and she's an improved player from game 1 to now going into game 23. So I'm really happy where she's at. Big part of our team. We wouldn't be here without her. So she knows that, and our team knows that. So
all right, Coach. Well, good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
I'll see you in Madison tomorrow.
Appreciate it.
We're going to talk to Macy Top first. We'll save the senior for last. I know she's frustrated. We'll talk to Macy Top first. Hi, Macy.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
It's good to talk to you. I'm well. You guys have been preparing now. We've had, a week? This is, day 6 since we've had a game?
Yeah.
What have you guys been doing with yourselves? I mean, obviously practicing and preparing, but has there been some sort of team building events you guys have been doing, going out to supper, everyone goes to someone's house, anything like that?
Obviously, we've been practicing every day. We did have, a yoga thing. So
See, there you go.
I guess, yeah. As
Some
a
team
we
building
went
fun?
To, yeah.
It's just part of being, part of the program.
Yeah.
You got to do something rather than just, shoot threes all the time.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun tomorrow. We haven't been in this since 2017, as the head coach just told us. So you guys don't know what this is, I'm assuming. So is that the mentality you take into this of this is the unknown? We'll just go out there and play our game and see what happens?
Yeah. Basically, just go out there, trust ourselves. Things are not going to go our way, but, we can, just stay composed, and I think we'll do fine. It'll be good.
I think you'll do fine as well.
Yeah.
I'm excited for tomorrow.
Me too.
I don't think I can match your guys' excitement. I mean, there's an age difference, obviously, but no, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a crazy atmosphere. Have you ever played in Madison? Have you ever been in that gymnasium to do anything, junior high, JV, anything?
I think for a summer game, but not
Not full out bleachers on all 4 sides, packed from floor to ceiling. You've never seen that in there.
Yeah, I guess.
Because that's what it's going to be tomorrow. It's the first game of a doubleheader, so there's 4 schools that are converging. There's going to be a lot of people in there.
Yeah.
Should be noisy. Should be crazy.
It'll be exciting.
Should be loud.
Yep.
It's going to be fun. Talk about some of these teammates you have, and I got you all listed right there of the regular players. You're one of the guard squads. You don't play a lot in the paint. So talk about what Amari Ward does, what Talia Vincent does, what Liberty Trickstead does, that you're learning from what those 3 are doing.
I don't know. Basically, Amari, on defense, obviously she's really good, really aggressive, and she's very strong. So, she's good at that. Talia's obviously a good shooter.
I keep calling her an assassin in the broadcast. I don't know if that fits or not. She laughed it off, so I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
She's a pretty special 3-point shooter. You learn anything from that? Is something you're trying to emulate or anything?
I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, and not only can shoot, they can all just do everything, I guess, drive in the paint and.
It seems like Liberty is doing everything as well.
Yeah.
Because she'll defend,
all
she'll
around,
rebound,
yeah.
assist.
She's shooting really good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She went for 7 straight points in that region final that we did. So.
Yeah.
Let's do more of that. Talk about that one right there. This is your senior. Yeah.
Yeah. She's very good, I guess. Yeah. She's very strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, she literally runs the floor. She's basically the point guard. She gets us going, I guess.
She laughs that off. But
yeah.
It's
she can communicate a lot. She communicates good with the team.
Yeah.
So she
The
she
general.
helps us out there. Yeah.
She's the field general. Yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow. So I hope you guys are looking forward to it. I'm going to be there early, probably way too early.
Yeah.
But I just want to get up there and get set up and start preparing and start getting myself ready. So
yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun, Macy. I hope you're looking forward to it.
I am.
I'll see you all in Madison tomorrow. Have a good practice today. And
Sounds good.
I'll see you in Madison tomorrow.
See ya.
Thanks for joining.
Yep.
I'll take those from you. She has been waiting patiently to get in the hot seat.
Yeah.
Kira Cruz, we were trying to talk to you a couple weeks ago, but you had a voice that had left you, so you were not able to get on the microphone and be the field general, the voice. So welcome back. It's been like a month since I've had you on a microphone.
I know. Crazy. Good to be back.
Sodak 16 tomorrow. What does that mean to you? This is senior year for you. So this is the last hoorah in high school. We're going to a Sodak 16, though.
I'm super excited. Like, we did this in volleyball, and it just feels so good to, like, do it again in basketball. It just feels like we're getting it done. I'm playing with my best friends. It's just something I could, like, never imagine would feel this good.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be crazy. That atmosphere. Man, we have a good one here for home games, but that's going to be different tomorrow. We had a fun atmosphere in volleyball in Phillip, but
Yeah, we did.
the gym we'll play in tomorrow is probably twice the size of what we played in Phillip, and it's going to be packed in there. So you're going to have to feed on that energy? I don't know.
I
Do
think
you
so.
feed on that energy? Maybe you should tell me.
I mean, I feel like for the most part we do. Sometimes it's hard when we can't, like, hear each other communicate because it's so loud, but then it just makes us, like, play together more, play harder. Like, everyone's yelling, everyone's screaming, so it just makes you want to, like, go and play and go hard, and just, it's a lot of fun.
What's your favorite part to do? I mean, you haven't shot a lot of threes,
I don't know.
but you love rebounding. I feel like you love battling in the paint, but you also love to just run the floor. What's your favorite part of basketball that you love doing?
My favorite part is probably just, like, rebounding and then, like, hitting ahead. So, like, taking, like you said, like, a few dribbles and then, like, finding the three-pointers because I know that everyone out there is, like, a really good shooter. So, like, I'm going to get an assist, and that just feels good to me.
Doesn't matter who you throw it to, they're all making them.
Yeah, they're all making them. I got confidence in every single one of them.
Well, so do I.
Yeah.
I think you can probably get that through the broadcast that I've been doing. I probably get too excited in what I do, but it's so easy to get contagiously happy with you guys. You're so fun to watch as a squad. And what you do is incredible. I know we laugh about that. You do especially, but 6-footers at our level don't run the show. They don't run the offense, and that's something that you can do, and it's very hard for other teams to defend that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Congrats on that.
Thank you.
Talk about these teammates. The same thing I'll ask about Macy. Just, the 3-point guards that you can throw and get assists from.
Yep, pretty much.
Amari does something, Talia does something, Liberty does something. They all do something different.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see out there?
So Talia's just always ready to shoot. She's always really composed, runs the floor really well. She just always knows what's going on, knows what to do. I feel like she has a really strong understanding of what everyone does, which is really nice. Liberty's also super aggressive. She's always attacking the paint. Obviously she's smaller, but she's not scared to go against any of those people. Then Amari's always working her butt off at the front of the court. She's going hard. She runs our defense. Like, we play hard based on how hard she plays, and I think she brings it every game, and I love that about her.
Such a good defender.
She's so good. She's so fast. I just love playing with her. She's fun on and off the court. She's always bringing a smile. I think we all are. We all have a bunch of jokes together. Kaylee, can do it all again. She can shoot. She's a really good driver. She's good at going at her girl. I just think it's fun to play with all of them because there isn't just, one thing they do good. There's multiple. So if you stop, let's say, Talia on the shooting, she's good at finding other people to shoot, or Liberty on her shots because she's been hitting them. She can drive in the paint. I just think everyone's good at a little bit of everything.
I feel like Liberty has gained confidence throughout the season. I've seen it in the last few weeks for sure because she used to get it on a wing and then maybe shoot it or pass it to someone else. Now she'll just dribble right to the hole. So she has no problem going in and battling in the paint now off the dribble. It's fantastic to watch.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Kaylee, on the other hand, that's your other counterpart in the paint. Have you been teaching her how to run the floor? Because she's at 5'11" and she does it as well. Is there anything she's picked up from you, or is she just that much of a talent where she's just kind of developed it on her own?
I just think she's kind of developing on her own. She's always putting in the time. She knows what to do to be good, and she's willing to put in that time. And I'm super proud of her, and I'm glad she puts in that time, not only for herself but for her teammates.
So next 16 tomorrow, 5:30. Doors open at 4:45. That's what head coach just told us. So
You'll be there at 4:45.
I'm going to be there at 4 o'clock. I get a day off from work tomorrow, and I might as well just get myself set up and get myself ready and beat the crowd trying to get in the door. I got nothing better to do.
Yeah, you might just have to interview everyone on the way in. How are you excited?
I might. If we get ourselves a win, we might have to interview everyone just like we did in volleyball.
Might
just
have to
bring everybody up and have a conversation up there.
Agreed.
It's been a lot of fun. Not that this is the finalization of anything, but it's a loss and then go home, and then I don't see you until graduation or something. I don't know. You don't play softball. You're not in track.
Nope.
So let's go win one.
Yeah, I'm ready. I think we're all ready.
The Miller Rustlers tomorrow night, both teams 18-4. It is a 5:30 start in Madison Key. It's good to talk to you again. Congrats on having a voice back. So nice job on
Thank
that.
you.
Have a good practice today. We'll see you tomorrow in
Thanks.
Madison.
We'll see ya.
Kira Cruz joining the show. One left. We'll head back to the boys' side as Brady Hiltonen is going to hang out in the hot seat for a bit. Brady, how you doing, man?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm well. I got a voice. I'm not sick. I don't think a cough is ever going to go away. I don't know what's going on with that. How's it look? See, we look good, just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Brady, it's been a fun year for you guys as well. It's been up and
Yep.
down a little bit, but now you're in region play yourselves. This is postseason basketball. What does that mean to you? This is your first varsity opportunity. Postseason's here. What are your thoughts on that?
Just have to bring the energy and just be there since it's now win or go home.
Yeah.
And we obviously don't want to go home, so we're just bringing the energy every day in practice. You can tell, and I feel we're ready for the game.
What was the mindset yesterday? I mean, we were supposed to go up to Florence last night and have our game, but then, midway through the day, that's when a snowstorm rolls in, game's postponed. What's going through your head when you're like, you're probably getting yourself ready and thinking about what you're going to do on the bus and where you're going to sit, and here's how we're going to play tonight, and then all of a sudden it's taken away from you, and then we got to wait till Friday.
Mostly just brought all the energy for practice and went super hard in practice like a game, and then now we're just like back to normal kind of.
Well, don't go too back.
Yeah.
Keep that intensity. We're going to need it on Friday. I'll ask you what I asked Holden and Trenton. Have you ever played a game up in Florence? Have you been in that gym yet? Have you done
Nope,
anything, JV style, anything?
Nothing up there.
I mean, you all went as a group, but you were watching from the stands. You've never been on that court, never played.
Yeah, it's the first Sioux Valley versus Florence matchup.
Yeah, we didn't do it in the regular season. I mean, it's a region foe. We just don't see them a lot, which is odd, I guess, but that's the way it worked out. Well, it should be fun up there. They're a pretty good squad, but you guys are playing probably at your best you've done all season long. So is that the mantra? It's what? February discipline brings
March toughness.
March toughness. See, you are listening out there in practices. That's fantastic, dude. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Florence is not that hard of a drive. We can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's postseason play, man. It's win or go home. So that's I don't know if there's more to that mentality you need. It's win or go home. Well said. All right. See, I'm the only one talking here. You have to talk something. Your teammates that you have out there, it's been a lot of fun with your varsity squad. You've got 3 fantastic seniors.
Mm-hmm.
What have you been learning from Brock? What have you been learning from Mav? Levi Loban, with everything that he brings, energy-wise, leadership-wise. What have you been learning from those 3 guys?
Brock, you have to bring the intensity every time. He'll tell you to bring the intensity, and Mav's like the leader out of all of us. He would get us in our spots, yells at me if I don't shoot an open 3. And Levi always brings the energy also.
Well, if you're open, keep shooting.
Mm-hmm.
That's the deal. All right, man. Well, I'll let you get off to practice. I think I got Coach Vincent roaming around. I've got Cash out here. I don't know what's going on. He's chewing on his fingers. What is happening out there?
Cash doesn't know where he is sometimes.
He's just lost again. Yeah, just roaming around. Well, Brady, I'll let you get to practice. Thanks for joining on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck on Friday, man. I'll see you in Florence.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll take that set from you. He was the only one to get to applause today. Bill Vincent.
Hey, how's it going?
The head coach, Bill Vincent. You got that all figured out? You can put. We have a table.
My whiteboard here going as well.
We have a table. You can just put it on the top.
I don't know, just something about having that in my hand. The same thing at game time. Getting locked in for practice here, Salzy.
All right, Coach Vincent, before we get into everything we're going to do with you, we also want to thank Bell Brands. We want to thank CC's Bar and Grill, GP Auto, Health Source Chiropractic, sponsors of the halftime show, the Health Source halftime show. We've had a lot of fun in halftime doing
Absolutely.
a lot of the things we've been doing this season. Precision Risk Management, want to thank them. Shorty's Hot Box Food Truck for the final stats. And Tropical Smoothie Cafe has been an absolute game changer this year.
Yeah, player of the game, right?
Player of the game sponsor. Everyone gets free smoothies for being player of the game.
Yeah, kind of started off with
fantastic.
During volleyball with kind of sponsoring our seniors that day and senior spotlights and grew to player of the game honors. We can't thank any of these sponsors enough. It's been a great ride for Sioux Valley Sports this year. We appreciate everything they've done. Of course, we want to extend their sponsorships and add games to it. Starts tomorrow night with the girls Sodak 16 game in Madison.
A couple of the players there. Macy was on. You just saw Key get up and leave. The head coach, Jamie Granham. They've been locked in for a long time, but for the last 6 days for sure.
Yeah.
Sodak 16, your daughter's on this squad. Have you the girls haven't been in Sodak 16 since 2017 is what I was told. So that's quite a bit. Talia's never experienced this. Have you been trying to give her pointers? I mean, you take a boys squad to this all the time.
Well, we say that that they've never experienced it. At the same time, they have, because when you're in a small, tight knit communities like Volga, Bruce, and Sinai, and a part of Sioux Valley schools, you live everyone's sports seasons. So they've been there every step of the way, especially when it's your daughter. So she's been living these past runs that the boys have been on, and she's seen older brother and sister be involved in many things as well. So. And they have the volleyball experience as well. So I'm confident that it's not like a so-called first-time trip for them, although it is a first time in a long time. But I feel like they're veterans at the experience.
Well, it's going to be fun in Madison tomorrow. For you, we had to go through a snowstorm to postpone a game. Now we move it to Friday night, so that's a 6 o'clock start on Friday.
Correct.
In Florence. I'll be there with Saul's Media, so if you can't get to Florence, you can watch right here on YouTube. But this Florence Henry squad, the Falcons, a formidable foe in Region 2.
Absolutely. They've got a great season going. They've been building for the last few years in these experiences. And last year they opened up with the Elkton Elks at home and won that game to advance to the next round. So they'll build on that experience as well. They got a great home court advantage and atmosphere in Florence. So we will have to go on the road and try to upset a higher-seeded team, a team with a much better record than us, a team that's just been doing some outstanding things this season. And by outstanding things, it starts with their point guard, Vavruska, and he's just outstanding. And he's not a one-man show. The next problem that comes to light right away is their left-handed wing, Ty Berg. And then they've got just all kinds of talent around these guys, including guys off their bench like Warney and his ability to come in and impact a game and shoot the basketball. So just a tough team, a tough task, but that's how you would want things in postseason play as well.
It's postseason, that's expected. One of the things you've been preaching in practice is February discipline brings March toughness, and I feel like we're there, right?
You've got to be really thick-skinned at this time of the year. Every team has to be, and most teams are, because you've now experienced 20 quizzes, tests, whatever you want to call them, opponents during the year that's put you in this spot. So there's really no poor teams out there anymore. Everyone has gone through 3-4 months of basketball and prepping for March Madness.
Yeah, well, we're here, man.
We are.
It's win or go home time. We'll start with Florence on Friday night. How are the guys?
So
I just asked Brady, the mentality. You're preparing all morning. You're getting ready. What you're going to do on the bus. It's what I'm going to do pregame. And then a snowstorm comes through and postpones everything for a few days.
Yeah, we came in the morning, got the guys breakfast, and just made sure, hey, where's our head count? Is everyone healthy? And different things like that, which is pretty traditional for us. And then earlier on in the morning, you find out that it's postponed, and it was just like work and business for us. The guys are like, hey, 3 more days of getting better. It allows a player like Braden Danzizen to get healthy. He was excited about the postponement. He's feeling a lot better now. It puts Brett Milton back in the fold, coming off of his injury, and he was one of the hottest players, if not the hottest player in our program before he went down a few weeks back. He was at 20 a night for our JV and coming off our bench and just getting more and more minutes. So we'll have 2 more players back in the mix that we wouldn't have had on Tuesday night. So things like that are exciting, but our guys were just excited that, hey, we're back in the gym, we're practicing, 3 more days of prep, and now it's down to 2. But important for people to know that'll be at 6 o'clock. That'll be tip-off time. So you'll be hearing starting lineups at 5:50. We'll be taking the court at 5:30. Those types of things. Plan accordingly that way. And then the winner of that game will advance to Hamlin the next night. Hamlin has the bye as the top seed in the region, and that game will be at 7 o'clock. So all of Region 2A games Friday night playing at 6 o'clock. All of Region 2A games on Saturday playing at 7 o'clock. So jot down those notes for Sioux Valley. It will be blackout for us, a blackout theme for our fans and people. Just moved everything that was planned for Tuesday, just moved it to Friday, and I'm sure Florence Henry, same thing there. So both schools make quick transitions, and hats off to administrations of the 2 programs and of Steve Erickson at Elkton, the region director and coordinator. Lots of workload that puts on that person to rearrange and find officials for the games, times, courts and venues that are all going to be open, and what's going to coordinate with all 7 schools was a tall task. But him, with the help of each school's athletic directors, have pulled that off, and we have a plan in place. So get some rest tonight, because it's girls Sodak 16 Thursday, boys on Friday. Of course, hoping to advance and play again on Saturday.
Hoping for 3 games in a row.
Yeah,
this week.
and if that happens, Sodak 16 then for those qualifying teams will be on Tuesday night. So just all kinds of basketball action, just as it should be in March.
Just crazy, man.
Yes,
it's
good stuff.
It's March Madness.
Yeah,
this is part of it.
You know, it feels like it's been delayed here, and it has, but it started already last night. The teams that weren't in the snow situation, I know I tuned into some of the Hill City game out in that Region 8, kept tabs on the Custer game, Millbank up north. Some of these games got played, and pretty typical. Some teams looked a little like they had a long rest. Other teams looked a little wore out and different things. But the teams that have advanced, they'll refuel their tanks and reorganize for the next round when the seeds get a little bit tighter.
There was only one close game that I saw, and that was Britton Heckler getting a 2-point win over Siston last night. That was in Britain. The rest of them, not real close games. Millbank moves on. Custer moves on. Hill City, our friends out in Hill City, they get a win last night. St. Thomas More, a big winner, and then Aberdeen Roncalli takes care of Redfield. So
always fun to watch the other scores. Of course, fun to tune in to Hill City and see their online production that they do as well. So that's been fun to keep tabs of. Of course, with my son out that way, living in Hill City and coaching in Custer, makes it that much more fun to keep tabs of Region 8A. But all the regions are amped and fired up and ready to get started, as is Class B in the area. It's just going to be some outstanding matchups there. I look at our Region 2B in our area with Castlewood, obviously. Then you still have Estelline, DeSmet. DeSmet and Estelline open up play with each other as a 4 or 5 seed. Think of that. Woolsey, Wessington, and Wessington Springs. Just a really, really...
It's a tough region, man.
It's a state tournament in itself at the Class B level, that Region 2B.
Yeah, Castlewood has high hopes to get out of this region, but they're going to have to work to get out of this region.
Yes, they are.
Estelline, Hendricks, and DeSmet waiting for him. If they can move on past, Iroquois Lake Preston, that's a 1-8 matchup.
Well, think of that team Estelline Hendricks has in the season that they've had. Just an outstanding, best season in
16
years.
and 4 this year.
And your reward is, okay, DeSmet's coming to town to open things up, or maybe even neutral site. I think they'll both play in Castlewood, if I remember right, how Class B does that region. So that's your reward for going 15 and 4. The 3 of the last 5 years state champion, and the other 2 years runner-up, and with a COVID year that they probably would have won as well. So that's your reward, DeSmet in that round.
And a DeSmet team with another big Wilkinson in the paint. He's a problem for everybody.
Yeah, they'll be a factor.
And the reward for that is to maybe win on and go play Castlewood, who's got a 6'9" kid who's a very big boy in the paint himself. Oh, that's rough, man. That's
well, then think of Woolsey, Wessington, and Wessington Springs. Of course, Woolsey Weston will have to get by a Dubrick team who's capable on any given night. So that's just a state tournament in itself to get to the Sodak 16.
Yeah. No, it's a lot of fun, man. Postseason basketball around South Dakota, so competitive. At every level. I mean, we can go through the rest of it, but I'll probably do a lot more of the pregame on Friday.
Well, my last message is get to Madison tomorrow. Remember, it's a 5:30 tip-off. Arrive early, support the girls. Coach Grantham, these guys, you have seen it building. They've knocked on the door a few times. They've been in a really tough region year in and year out, and here they are now kind of on the doorstep of something that would be well-deserved for Coach Grantham's program.
They're going to play a tough Miller team that is going to bring pressure from baseline to baseline. When I watched a couple of the Miller games on a YouTube channel, they put 5 girls in the backcourt. You have to beat 5 girls, and if you can, then there's an easy layup waiting for you. But they're 18 and 4 for a reason. Not a lot of people get past that.
And Coach Norden will do a great job with that team. He's got experience in high school coaching before he got to Miller, and in the football ranks as well. He'll have a game plan in place and have his team ready to go. But Sioux Valley going to be a really tough out for them. We know how athletic and good Miller is because of the volleyball season as well, and that was kind of a closing matchup, Miller and Sioux Valley on that. But I just think that Miller would have to play extremely well and have things kind of bounce and go their way to knock off a really hot Sioux Valley team.
Sioux Valley girls team that is so dynamic at every position. It's just amazing to watch them play.
Yeah, so balanced and tourney tough. So we didn't have the Big East Conference tournament this year.
Yeah.
So what did Coach Granum and Mr. Rusink do? They went out and they got number 1 Sioux Falls Christian on the schedule, number 2 Dakota Valley on the schedule, or Pine Ridge is in there somewhere. They played Hamlin in the top 5. Sisseton. That's the they played like 4 of the top 5 teams in those rankings. So I think that will really show up tomorrow night.
They are ready tomorrow night. It's going to be fun in Madison, but it's also going to be fun in Florence. 6
Yep.
o'clock on Friday. Wear black. That's the blackout game.
Correct.
If we win, we'll play 7 o'clock on Saturday night against Hamlin. That's the winner moving on to Hamlin's just waiting in the wings.
You're right. We're just in a 1-0 mindset right now, and it's all Florence Henry kind of in our gym, and it's a tall task, and it's on their court. But we know we're going to go in there and give everything we have and be tourney tough and hard-nosed. And if things bounce our way, we'll be fortunate enough. And if they don't, it won't be because of lack of effort. We appreciate it, Salzy.
Thanks, Coach.
You betcha.
I'll see you in Madison tomorrow. You're going to be on the mic with me tomorrow in episode X16.
We're going to have some practice and this and that, but you're going to get all set up, organized, and I'm going to just come flying in. All right? I appreciate it.
Sounds good, man. Have fun in practice today. Sounds good. Head coach Bill Vincent joining on to be part of the coaches show today. Just fantastic. Thank you, everyone, for the conversations today. Everyone's in postseason mode, so we're all in mode to advance. March Madness is here. It's a lot of fun, and we got high hopes for not only the boys on Friday night. That's the 6 o'clock game up in Florence, but 5:30 tomorrow night for the girls. Doors open at 4:45. Get there early. Find a seat. If you can't be in Madison, it'll be on Saul's Media right here on YouTube. So find a way to be a part of these squads. Cash, you sitting down? Sounds like it. We haven't talked to Noah, Cash, Claire in a while.
Let's go.
How are you, my man?
Dude.
Let me turn you back up here so you can turn everything on.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Ooh, yeah.
You can hear me as well, so there we go.
Is my bald spot shining? Hey, Carter, is my bald spot kind of shining off the light? Is it bad? Can you see my hair?
It's absolutely shining, yes.
I'm great, dude.
How are you, my man? You're well? You're preparing?
Dude, yes. Yeah, obviously I go through most days I'm really just fired up, but then there's some days I just get really in the zone. I get really I'm a little too grumpy sometimes. We're super focused on the goal, right? And I sometimes find myself this season I've learned a lot about having a little more pressure on me. Just more of a role, more responsibility. I want to live that standard for the boys and for the coaches and for obviously the program. I get sometimes a little too intense and a little too focused, and I find myself forgetting why I coach, right? And for the love of the boys and the love of the program, and I'll use sometimes I lose that joy, even though I lose the joy, the visible joy. I have it in my heart, just sometimes forget to showcase it. Yeah. And today, man, real news here. We have a team playlist. I kind of control the music in practice. I usually am anti anything that's not. I want energy at 100 all the time. There's I don't believe in dipping energy, playing funny songs. I want locked in run through your face energy all the time. We just keep us intense all the time. Today, I was the opposite of that. I came out and started playing Zach Bryan, which I hate Zach Bryan. Terrible.
You're playing some R&B out there?
No, some country, which is the complete opposite of me. Then played some Miley Cyrus, Party in the USA. And
great song. Miley's great. What are you talking about? That's not
back in high school. She was great. Now she's looks terrible and poor thing. She's been through the ringer.
Well, let's hope that Miley Cyrus is not watching us, man. We're live on YouTube.
Actually, I hope we are. Because if she is watching, it means we're good things. No, but in all seriousness, super jacked. Right now I'm in that happy medium of super intensely focused.
Yeah.
Super intensely focused, but super enjoying the moment, right? I think sometimes we get so focused on what's ahead that we forget to enjoy where we're at, the precious present. And man, love our team.
Yeah.
Love our group, dude. And I know it's coach talk in 2025 is at an all-time high, so everyone says the things everyone wants to say, and I'm usually pretty good at not being that way. And when I tell you that we really love this group, we freaking love this group. It's a blast to coach them and be a part of it. And I love the hey, Buster.
We've talked about it quite a bit tonight with various folks on the mic tonight that the February discipline brings on the March toughness.
Oh, yeah,
We're
it's a
there,
Bill
man.
Vincent quote right there.
It is, and
Bill
we're
trademark.
here now. It's winter go home type of
March
deal.
toughness.
March Madness is here. I'll ask you one of the same questions I asked the other guys. So yesterday morning, everyone's getting ready. This is what we're going to do on the bus. This is what we're going to do pregame. Here's what our locker room's going to look like, and then postponement. What goes through your brain at that moment when you get the news?
Well, I remember that morning I woke up because I was up till 2 a.m. And I remember that morning I woke up and I remember thinking right away when I got up, I was like, oh, crap, I'm tired.
Yeah.
But then immediately as I was getting ready to get in the shower, I remember just had this new, I remember saying to myself as I was literally getting the towel off the hook, it's freaking game day.
Yeah,
I remember saying,
right.
I was by myself in the bathroom, literally getting ready to towel off. I was like, I was jacked. And then I got to school and it became like absolute focus, like super intense focus.
Yep.
Hey, Carter Cadwell. Super intense focus that morning. There's Buster and Colin again. Man, Buster Vincent is looking great this year.
They want your
middle-aged
autograph.
dad.
That's what they're pointing because they want your autograph. That's why.
But anyway, got to school super focused, super excited, right?
Yeah.
Put a lot of work into this week and into prepping for this week, and obviously the boys have put a ton of work and a lot of great practices. And so I think getting into school, I couldn't wait to get in the bus.
Yeah.
4 or 5 or 6 hours later, 7 hours later, because we just felt really good about the morning shoot around. Coaches, you can tell, are all really locked in, and then have it the weather take that turn immediately. I think it's natural for everybody. My natural reaction was, crap. Like, man, we had this great momentum, and it doesn't because it's moved a couple days doesn't mean we take away the momentum, but
Yeah.
it's like we want to go freaking now,
Yeah,
man.
let's get it done.
Like,
Yeah.
don't confuse things. Like, I think sometimes we feel like players are locked in and jacked up and fired for a game, and coaches to be stoic. Like, I'm in the locker room. I get game ready mentally, and I'm ready to. I'm like a player in a way sometimes. Like, I'm like, let's go. Like, we just enter a different zone, right?
Right.
And that's how I think. I think that's how all of us coaches are, and we all show it different ways. I'm very emotional and passionate. And I always tell the boys in scout team when I said, don't confuse my intensity for anger.
Right.
Confuse my intensity for love and for how much I want you to do great.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was disappointed. But then, talking to Coach Vincent, very level-headed guy. Obviously, Mr. Rusick and him had discussions, and I think the biggest thing is now we get to have it. We have to turn it into our advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Is we get a couple extra days to prepare for Florence, and if we're fortunate enough to go get a really hard-earned road win in Florence, great crowd, best team they've had in a long time. They're a great environment.
Yeah.
So I'm really jacked to play them. They do it the right way up there in Florence. Really excited for that. If we're lucky enough to have to earn a win up there, then we get to play another team in Hamlin, who obviously a lot of respect for Hamlin. Coach Neudorf and that group, and Bill talks really glowingly of how good of a program they have, and we have a lot of respect for Hamlin.
Yep.
And how good they are. We get a chance to go up to Hamlin on Saturday if we're lucky enough to win on Friday, and so we have to be focused this week. There's no time to sulk. There's no time for feeling sorry for yourself.
Bill Vincent also said it gets an opportunity for a couple guys to get a little bit more healthier. Dan Ziesen now coming back from, I'm not even sure the injury he had, but Brett Milton coming back from the wrist injury he had. Just a couple more days, just a little bit more rest, a little bit
It's
more
a mindset
healing.
thing.
Yeah,
It's a mindset thing. You can complain about it not going your way, and I often am one to immediately, sometimes be like, what the heck? That's not. And then I think you have to condition yourself, and okay, it is what it is now. How do we make it our advantage? And I think for us, we have to turn that into our advantage now of getting healthy, extra time to prepare for Florence, Henry, and Hamlin, who obviously two teams that are really, really talented, and a chance to kind of to rectify our weak spots and to strengthen our strong spots.
Yep.
And I feel I don't know what Coach Vincent said, and I take my cues from our head coach, but I feel very good about our scout this week. I feel very good about the stuff that we've put in and as coaches and then as players and then all together. What's up, Gundy? And I feel great about our guys. And I think at the end of the day, I know, and obviously I've coached Mr. Gunderson last year in football, and in any sport I've coached, I always say, and everyone loves to make it about what everyone else is doing. Forget that.
Right.
I feel good about what we're doing, and I really don't care, especially this time of the year. I don't care what seed you are or where you're at. It's all about you, all about us, the fight we bring, and the daily stuff we do, and making it about us. And like I said, I can't say how much I feel really good about our team.
Yeah.
I really love this team. We're led by a couple Wiley veterans and Mav and Brock and Levi, who bring tons of different stuff to the table. And then you got.
Are they Wiley? Are they Wiley veterans?
Wiley veterans? Isn't Wiley a veteran? Yeah. I mean, pretty sure I have the right uses of the word there, Salzy.
I just didn't know if they were living up to the title of Wiley.
They are.
Okay.
And then you got a good mix of underclassmen that are talented.
Some of those
and
kids are ready
green.
to explode, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're right on the cusp
Well, I
of
think that's the
taking
thing.
over this team.
I think it's the thing that people in Sioux Valley, Sioux Valley's been so spoiled over the last 15 years of always playing a lot of upperclassmen because they're developed so well, and a lot of the young guys, whether they're good enough to play earlier or not, don't play because there's so many good players above them.
Mm-hmm.
And so this year, these guys, the young guys, have had to learn while being thrown in the fire.
Yeah.
And so over a period of a couple weeks and months, they've had to slowly become accustomed and grown into that role. And I think now you're seeing the last couple 4 or 5 weeks, they're starting to finally get comfortable.
Yeah.
And they're now to play their best ball. But like I always tell them, is that don't let that become complacency.
Yeah.
Continue to search for more and yearn for more. And like Bill's, defense travels. We got starts on defense for us. And I'm talking a lot now, just really fired up for our guys. I walked into practice today singing.
That's why I want to get you on the mic. It gives me a break.
Love Story by Taylor Swift. Ever heard of it? No. Full closure. I do not like Taylor Swift, but she has some bangers.
Yeah.
And
she writes her own stuff too, which is even more fantastic.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I played Love Story as we were walking into practice today, and I was belting that thing out.
Great song.
And great song. I mean, amazing song. What's up, Tim Larson? And as we were listening to that song, as the boys were playing, they all looked at me kind of weird, like, "What's going on with Cash today?" Because they're used to me playing the crazy stuff to get everyone fired up, and and you can just tell there's a certain intrinsic focus with this group right now.
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
Well, it is a lot of fun, and it's March Madness, so.
How about it? But is there a better time right now? Has there been ever a better time to be a Sioux Valley Cossack than right now? I mean, that's saying a lot because there's been some. I don't want to disvalue what the last couple of years have been.
I mean, all the time or this year.
I mean, it's been this Sioux Valley is a tradition here. It's pretty cool. Sioux Valley girls are getting ready to fight for a ticket to state here, and I am full out. If there's Vegas betting odds, I'm betting my house on it. I don't even own a freaking house yet. I'm betting my future house on it.
Your future house.
My future kids' college payments on it.
Yeah.
Love our Cossack women's team, man. They are awesome.
We are obviously brought to us today by FanDuel, betting houses and whatnot.
And like Jamie Granum, like the Brooke Mathern, Aaliyah Hope, Coach Taylor Ash. There's some really good coaches, and Jamie's been putting in the work for 7 to 8 years now, and has been developing that program. And boy, is it rewarding for outsiders to see and guys that have known him to see the work it's paying off. Because like Bill always says, you get what you give into the game. What you give to the game, it gives back to you. And that girls team, man, is really good.
Their starting five is so dynamic. They are so talented, all 5 of them in different ways.
For sure.
And it's so fun to watch how they just cohesively play together and feed off of each other.
And even the good teams they played this year, even though they may have lost some of those games, they are right there. And these are some of the best teams in the state they're going to play. So I love our girls. I love our girls tomorrow night, man. Regardless of what happens, man, heck of a season they've had, but obviously I think it's going to continue to extend. Don't want to put pressure on them, but I feel very good about our chances tomorrow night. And then our guys, and on Friday and Saturday, not looking past Friday, obviously, but I love the opportunity for us to be able to go on the road. I mean, I know what Sioux Valley fans are used to playing at home this time of the year, but I like being a road warrior. I know our boys would relish that role to go in there and play spoiler and to kind of be unified together in 2 really good environments this weekend. We have the potential to play, and obviously starts on Friday with Florence Henry. We went and scouted that game last Friday, Salzy, and we walked in that gym, and we were there 25, 30 minutes early. And there was not a seat available, but outside this little left one in the corner. So we had to walk through the entire crowd to get to the seat in the corner. And every head in that gym turned. And it was like, what the heck
Who are these guys?
Yeah. And and their fan base is from, obviously I'm observing how everyone, because it's preparing mentally for what we could have to face on Friday night. Or whatever at the time was preparing for Tuesday night.
Right.
And passionate, really respectful fan base, but very passionate.
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time, whenever people complain about, oh, you like when people are booing you? I don't mind that.
Right.
I think it's enjoyable to go get booed a little bit. It toughens you up, and it adds to the environment, and it adds to the juice. And Coach Sundance Wicks always said, bring your own juice.
Right.
I'm all about BYOJ. If your juice is, you're useless. And every once in a while, when I'm having if I'm ever tired, the rare day, occasionally when I feel a little tired, Bill will always come up and say, "Hey, man," and kind of rise me. All right, if you're juiceless, you're useless. And he has to remind me of that. But no, it's exciting and it's really funny. Blackout night, obviously with the T-shirts.
I was going to bring that up. Can we still get the T-shirts?
Yes.
Can fans still get them? How do we get them?
Why wouldn't you get them? Is the question you should be asking yourself. How
do we get them? Who do we got to talk
$20 T-shirt. The money all goes back to our basketball moms. To just take care of things the teams needs for now, and there's a variety of sizes left now. They have went pretty fast, which is a good thing. But there's limited sizes left, youth and adult sizes. You can get a hold of me. If you have my number, great. Text me, call me. I know my number's out, and I think they put it on Facebook. I told Bill to put it on Facebook so we get people to buy the shirts and just get a hold of me. You can get it, talk to Coach Vincent, or talk to one of the players, talk to Amy Christopherson, one of the basketball moms, and they'll get you touched with a T-shirt. I believe the plan is we're going to try to make sure we have them available at the game if you want to grab one. But no, it's a really cool thing, and I think we're going to have a lot of – and the cool thing about Sioux Valley that I've always really thought was really neat is you go on the road – and sometimes you see these teams that go on the road, they don't have many fans. And Sioux Valley fans travel well, whether their team is really good or having a tough year.
Yep.
And, it's always fun to me when I'm sitting at a game, and, whether it's a JV game and I'm just watching, I see our fans starting to leak in. And we have I know pretty much everyone here. And there's certain fans you just know when they get there, okay, the party's getting started. And our athletic director, Mo Rusink, he has a quiet confidence about him when he walks in. Okay,
yeah, yep, very
Mo's
much so.
here, the AD's here. It's time to put our bootstraps and ride, baby.
Game time.
Oh no, it's I was thinking last night as I was I think a lot in the shower. I keep saying when I shower. I do that's my time to relax and not talk to anybody and just sit.
And then your brain still goes 1,000 miles
yes,
an hour at that moment. Yeah,
yes,
sure, of course.
Because I'm thinking about my thoughts is I forget anything from yesterday. What am I forgetting? And I think last night I thought when I was in the shower I was like, I think sometimes you have a chance to kind of breathe and take a step away from thinking about scouts and what's next. And I thought about the unspoken thought of okay, what's this look like when it's all over at the end of March? Hopefully, when we're done with state tournament, how am I going to handle that? Because I am a very emotional person. I grow very attached to people I'm involved with, and I prepare myself sometimes. Okay, how are you going to handle when it's over? And the definition of being all in is all in.
Yep.
And but the downside of being all in is it really hurts and stings, and it makes you. But reason I say that right now is it makes you realize how much you appreciate those around you.
Yeah.
And this season
Very
has
much
been an amazing season of blood, sweat, tears, guts, hard losses, great gritty wins, and a little bit of everything in between. And I think the thing for me is you really figure out how when you're really deeply involved in a lot of things like we all have had to be this year in the coaching staff, you have a little more skin in the game. Not that I didn't have skin in the game last year, but there's a little more, and you really want it. And this group of boys is, has graduating all the seniors we did.
Yeah.
And now having to step up in this role. A lot of these guys were JV guys last year, and they've had to go through the ringer this year, and the good and the bad. And they've had to become balanced and tough. And like Bill always says, February discipline brings March toughness. And
you can see it on the floor too.
For sure.
We're talking about the young kids out there, but you've seen the development through the season. I mean, you guys obviously do it through practice. I've seen it in the game calls that I'm doing. The one example I used a couple weeks ago is Carson Washi that has no problem driving to the basket anymore.
Yeah.
And that's a development that happened through the season.
He's
It was a
slowly
confidence that he gained through the experience, battling these guys in practice and knowing that he can be on that floor and do well.
How different am I from Carson Washi? And I mean that seriously. I think sometimes as coaches, we're young and we people view the coaches, they automatically know what they're doing. I've had to grow too. Mm-hmm. We've all had to grow into different roles. Collins had a different role this year. And Carms is obviously taking on a different role. And so we all are having to, and even a wily vet, like keep saying wily vet like Bill, having his Buster here every single day, he's had to adapt, and he's the king of adapting. But everyone's adapting and growing and learning and figuring out what works, what doesn't work. And that's the great thing about this staff, and the great thing about Bill is he allows you as an assistant coach. For me, especially being really new to the scouting and having to learn on the go with a lot of things, especially early on, he allowed me to have mistakes, and he allowed me. And that's the same thing he's done with the players. Is he's allowed everybody to have mistakes, knowing that we're going to figure it out. Everyone's just got to learn their own way. And with me, I had to learn my own way sometimes. Right now, my biggest challenge is not standing when I'm really getting passionate, trying to call a set out for, hey, they're going to run this, and I have a natural tendency to stand.
Yeah.
And only one coach is supposed to be standing.
Okay.
And so when I'm standing up, that's a no-no. And Bill said to Kylie, remind me, hey, you cannot stand. Because I'm so passionate. I'm so passionate. I'm not even realizing I'm doing it. I'm always thinking and chewing. And then if you notice this year, and the teachers and the kids give me a lot of crap about this.
Yeah.
Is when I watch film or when I'm watching something, I constantly am chewing on my pen or chewing on my lip.
Yeah.
And I've never had a problem with chapped lips in previous years. This year, I look like I'm like a 5-year-old kid at recess that has snot. My lips are so chapped,
right,
because of all the chewing and the pen and the chewing on my lip I've done. And so I'm realizing this year, I'm like, man, these are good lessons to learn in, preparing for next year. Buy extra chapstick. Don't chew on your pen.
Yeah, don't chew on a pen, dude.
But no, it's been
stop biting your lips,
dude. Terrible about it. Yeah. It has been a phenomenal season, and it's going to continue. I can't believe how fast it went, but
no, it's a great group, man. A fun group of seniors as well. It's not over by any means, but we get an opportunity on Friday. It's postseason basketball.
Yeah,
it's win or go home type of deal.
You see the warm-up shirts we have? You know what I'm talking about? The warm-ups, the white ones we have?
The Hoop City ones or
no,
Hoop Valley
the
or
white
whatever?
ones, yeah. No, this is white warm-up we wear, and it has the ball in on it.
Oh, yeah. Right.
And, obviously there's a reason that the blue B is blue and the rest is black, all in.
Yeah.
And I'll leave you with this, Salzy.
Yeah.
We talk about perfection a lot, and everyone views perfection. Hopefully some people hear this because I really like this. Everyone thinks that perfection is not making mistakes. This is really good. So if you're going to take anything out of this, make sure this is something you take.
All right.
Perfection, everyone thinks that perfection is not making mistakes, and I could not vehemently disagree more.
Okay.
Perfection is about being able to look each other in the eye, your teammates, your spouse, your friends, and say you gave everything you had. That is perfection.
Yeah.
And, for this group of boys, being all in, that's what perfection is. Perfection is like unilateral or, say, lateral with all in. Like, you can't be one without the other.
Right.
And for this group and these coaches, like, everyone talks about, like, how many good players you have. Everyone's always asking all the time, what's the future look like? How many good players you have coming up? I'm sure we have great ones coming. I know we do. But I'm
some good ones now.
I'm all in, and I'm chasing perfection. And same with everyone else's. We're all rolling the same way, and we really believe in each other. And I think, with a lot of these groups of boys is we know that regardless of win or loss, as long as we can look each other in the eye and honestly and truthfully say that we gave you everything we had.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I try to live by. That's why after games I'm usually pretty hoarse. So I want to be able to say I did everything I possibly could to make sure those boys had every opportunity to be successful. And I want to make sure I don't let Bill down. I want to make sure I don't let Buster Carms, Colin, Coach Burgraff,
Right.
or the fans, these parents, these moms and dads that have kids playing that, some are seniors, this is the last time they play basketball. I got to be great because I owe it to those parents. I owe it to those kids to be great because it's their last time potentially.
Right.
So every time we go out there, we got to expel every ounce of energy.
Well, I can see why you're chewing on pens and
man.
chewing on your lips.
Can you imagine one day?
That's a lot on your shoulders, man. And you don't have broad shoulders.
I'm very skinny. A kid asked me the other day, do you go to the weight room ever? I said, don't. Come on now.
I walk past it all the time.
Yeah, are you serious? If you see me, you should know better than ask me that kind of a dumb question. No, hey, man, I said it before. It is March 5th right now. We're heading into another school year here in the next couple months as we turn the page toward 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, I've been here now almost 2 years.
Yep.
And every day, there's not tough days, but there's never been a better time to be a Cossack, and I love it here.
March Madness. We're going to do it on Friday night, man.
Let's go, dude. Hey, you ready?
I'm ready. Wear black. I was ready yesterday.
Are you ready for tomorrow night?
I have yes. For tomorrow night, yes, but I have my my black shirt, my black T-shirt for Friday night, so I'm ready. I'm all
locked in for Friday and Saturday as a coach, as a fan and as a friend. I am locked in tomorrow for those girls.
That's gonna be fun.
I'm locked in here in about 60 seconds to walk back in the gym and freaking tear things up. Let's go.
Fire them up, dude.
Ready to go, man.
Get some Taylor Swift on there and fire them up.
Tell your dad. Does your dad watch these at all?
I try to get him to figure out YouTube at the moment, but it's a challenge.
What's your mom's name?
Mary Jo.
Stu and Mary Jo, I need you to lock in. Are you kidding me? Watch YouTube. Make sure you show him this now. Stu, we've been praying for you over here at Sioux Valley.
Yeah.
The boys have been praying for him. We've been praying for him.
He's doing well.
And Mary Jo, too.
Yeah. Well, no, Dad's doing good. Considering where he was 3 weeks ago to where he was today when I saw him this morning, he's doing well. He's got a little foot problem going on. There might be a circulation thing in his foot, but we'll figure that out.
Just worst case scenario, cut it off.
Great. I'll let him know that. Yeah.
Hi, brother. Hey,
when he watches this show, he's going to hear that right then. Oh, yeah, I know. I'm all in. Let's cut it.
Let's do it, man. Hey, go Cossacks, ball in. What did the girls say?
Everybody eats.
Everybody eats together, united together, something like that. So ball in, united together, Cossacks. Let's make a run. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Excited, man. Thanks, man.
Appreciate
you, bro.
The headphones before you walk.
I got
off
you.
Of those. There we go. Thanks, man.
Hey, brother.
Noah Cash Clare. I don't know if anyone can match that energy right there. What's going on there? No, I still got to close up the show. I'll do it. Later, Cash. Again, I don't know if anyone can match that energy. If you can match that energy, you're having a good day because that guy is Mr. Energy. Maybe Levi Loban is taking a page from that as we've been calling him Mr. Energy all year. Some other sponsors we're going to thank before I open up the old South Dakota Scorefeed app. Mr. Bachman, what's up, dude? Doing well. I just want to get through the rest of the Sodex 16 for tomorrow and let you know what all those games are, Class A and Class B. Before we do that, Back Alley Meats, sponsors of the South Dakota Scorefeed app that we look into, and then also Buster's Auto Brokers in Mitchell. Those are our sponsors for the South Dakota Scorefeed. So every time we look at the app, Back Alley Meats, Buster's Auto Brokers. Also thanking Nick's Hamburgers in downtown Brookings, Jimmy John's right on 6th Street in Brookings, the Man Cave Barbershop, the unofficial SDSU football team haircutters. They are on South Madera across from Brookings High School. And Turf Guard Lawn Service. Get a jump on your lawn care this year. Contact the local pros at Turf Guard. So the rest of the Sodex 16 in Class A. So our matchup, I'll save that for last, okay? So the number 1 seed. Now, this isn't the media polls. This is off of playoff points. So every seed here is the playoff points that they've earned. Number 1 seed, Sioux Falls Christian. They're going to match up with the 16 seed Rapid City Christian. That's right in the middle of the state, right in Chamberlain, the same spot that the boys of Sioux Valley went to last year to play Lakota Tech in a crazy environment in Chamberlain. That would be a lot of fun. The 2 seed, Dakota Valley. They will take on number 15, West Central. That's tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. That's in T. Hamlin, the other team from Region 2 that got into the Sodex 16, they get the 3 seed. They're going to take on a tough Siston team that just went to overtime to take out Groton last week. Those 2 teams are going to meet up in Watertown. That's a 7:15 game tomorrow night. The 4 seed, Mapia Luta, formerly Red Cloud. They're going to match up with the Flandreau Flyers tomorrow night. That is in Murdo at Jones County High School. That is tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. I'm not sure if that's Mountain Time or if that's Eastern Time, so just pay attention to those. Mobridge Pollock. Sorry, this cough. I don't think I'm ever going to get rid of it. Mobridge Pollock, they got the 5 seed. They get the unfortunate job of taking on the 12th seeded St. Thomas More squad that was the number 1 team coming out of Region 8 all the way out west. That St. Thomas More team is really good. And I'm not sure how they got all the way down to a 12 seed. I don't know how the playoff points works that way, but that's the game that Mobridge Pollock gets. So that's a 5-12 matchup with the Mobridge Pollock Tigers getting the 5. They will match up in Faith tomorrow night. That's a 7 o'clock start on the app here, but it could be 6 o'clock out there. I'm not sure. Number 6 seed, the Wagner Red Raiders. They'll take on Lakota Tech, the 11 seed. They're going to match up in Winter tomorrow night. One thing that I want to share about Wagner, the Red Raiders, their star is Ashlyn Copel. Now, she's been a star for a few years in basketball. She's also a track star. I think she's won the last 2 high jump state titles. Her last game out, a quadruple double with 19 points, 19 rebounds, 11 blocks, 10 assists, and she added 3 steals to that. So Ashlyn Copel, the all-world Ashlyn Copel, she is still undecided or uncommitted about where she's going, but she's got all sorts of Division I offers from all across the country. So she is fantastic. She and her Red Raiders taking on Lakota Tech tomorrow night. That game will be in Winter. I'll jump to the 8-9 matchup. It's Aberdeen Roncalli, the 8. They will match up against 9-seeded Mount Vernon Plankington. This game will be in Redfield tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. And the last game here that I'll put on my list is the home team, the Sioux Valley Cossacks, number 7 in the playoff ranks. They'll take on the 10th-seeded Miller Rustlers. This game is in Madison tomorrow night. 5:30 start, 4:45, doors open. Get there early, find your seat. If you can't get in Madison or can't be in Madison, I guess I should say, right here on Saul's Media, right on YouTube, that's how you can watch. So I'll be up in the stands and doing my announcing. That is the South Dakota or the Sodex 16 right there, Class A basketball. All those winners tomorrow night punch their ticket to the Class A state tournament out in Spearfish next week. So that's the hope. That's the goal. Let's all go out west and enjoy a weekend out in Spearfish. In Class B, who also has their Sodex 16 tomorrow night, number 1, Centerville, they'll take on Falkton tomorrow night. That's the second game of the Madison doubleheader. So that's the 7:15 start once Sioux Valley's done tomorrow night. Centerville, the Tornadoes, the defending Class B state champions. They'll take on Falkton tomorrow night. Number 2, Hardin County, they'll get DeSmet. They're going to play that game in Timber Lake tomorrow night. Number 3, Lyman, they'll take on Lemon. They are going to meet up in Phillip. Sioux Valley has a special place in our hearts for Phillip High School. That was the volleyball Sodex 16 just from last season, just a few months ago. So those 2 teams will meet up in Phillip. Number 4, Parkston, who dropped down to Class B this year. Now they're the 4 seed in Class B. They'll take on Highmore Herald. That game is going to be at the Corn Palace as part of a doubleheader there. That's the first game in Mitchell tomorrow night. Bennett County, the 5 seed, they'll take on the Warner Monarchs. That game is in Stanley County, or Fort Pierre, if you will. The second game at the Corn Palace is number 6, Sanborn Central Woonsocket. They'll take on Corsica Stickney. That's a 7:45 start at the Corn Palace in Mitchell. Number 7, Kadoka. They will welcome the Dubrick Dolphins to their Sodex 16 matchup. Those two teams will be the second half of a doubleheader in Chamberlain, the fantastic environment for the Sioux Valley boys from last season, as that was our Sodex 16 matchup. And then the 8-9 matchup in Class B. 8, Del Rapids St. Mary, the Cardinals. They'll take on the Northwestern Wildcats, and that is in Watertown. I believe that's the first game in Watertown tomorrow night, so the 5:30 start at Watertown High School. That is the Class B Sodex 16. Double A is also put together, but this stuff is not till Friday night. The number 1 seed there, the O'Gorman Knights. I believe they're still undefeated. Is that right? Yes, 20-0 in their season. O'Gorman, the 1, they'll take on 16 Sturgis Brown. Number 2, Brandon Valley, they'll play Watertown. Number 3, Sioux Falls Washington takes on T. That's the 14 seed. Number 4 seeded Rapid City Stevens, they'll welcome Huron to town. Number 5, Spearfish will take on Sioux Falls Roosevelt, the 12. Number 6, Mitchell, the Colonels, they will welcome the Brookings Bobcats, the 11 seed in AA girls, to the Corn Palace on Friday night. Pierre, the 7 seed, they'll take on Harrisburg. And then the 8-9 matchup, Aberdeen Central, the 8, Sioux Falls Jefferson, the 9. In AA, they don't do neutral sites. The higher seeded team hosts the matchup. So Brookings going to Mitchell on Friday night as part of their Sodex 16. And all those winners there move on to the AA state tournament. AA state tourney is in Rapid, Class A is in Spearfish, and then the Class B girls, they will head to Huron for their state tournament. All fun stuff. It's March Madness. It's crazy. You know, the boys are in their region play. Girls have earned the right to get to the Sodex 16, but there's another goal to check off the list. You win Sodex 16, you head to state and see what you can do in the 3 games of the state tournament, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for Madison tomorrow night. The Sioux Valley girls, I've mentioned it quite a bit in this broadcast with a lot of different girls coaches, girls team members, even the boys. They're so dynamic at every position on that starting 5 that it's going to be very hard matchup for anyone who plays them. And they are battle-tested with not wins, but games against Hamlin. That was a double overtime loss here in the Cossack Center. Siston was the beginning of the season. There was a lot of lessons learned from that. And then in the middle of the year, taking on Sioux Falls Christian, the number 1 seed out there, and then also taking on the number 2 seeded Dakota Valley, the Panthers, and playing both of those squads. 2 close games. I mean, it was close at halftime with the Chargers, and then the Chargers did what they did to a lot of teams, where they just wore them out. They only had 1 loss on their season. I think Vermilion beat them in the middle of the season. They just bring such pressure. It's overwhelming, and they can do it with 10 girls deep on that roster. It's a very formidable matchup for anyone that goes against Sioux Falls Christian as well. Dakota Valley, that was a close game. It was really Sioux Valley had a lead until like 4 minutes left, and then I think they had 16 three-pointers in that game, and then the last 4 minutes they just couldn't make any shots. That allowed Dakota Valley to catch back up, and then they made a couple more plays at the end, and that's what did in the Sioux Valley Cossacks that night. Great game down at North Sioux City. It was fun. Just come up a little bit short, and it was disappointing, but they learned a lot of lessons from that. Those 4 losses that they have on the season, it was to 4 of the best teams in Class A. And that's the mindset that they're taking into that Sodex 16 matchup tomorrow night against Miller of we've already played the best to the brink. Now you have to play us. That everybody eats mentality, that mantra that they carry, that'll be part of it again tomorrow night. It's going to be a lot of fun in Madison. Get out to that. If you can't, you can watch right here on Saul's Media. Friday night, the boys up in Florence. That is a 6 o'clock start on Friday. Wear black. Get the black T-shirts. Cash lets you know how you can get a hold of those Big East Championship T-shirts. It's blackout night in Florence on Friday night, and we take on the Florence Henry Falcons. That's going to do it for a coach's show. I'm absolutely begging Rainstorm to be a sponsor of this show. Maybe it'll work, maybe it'll not. I'll work on them through the summer, and maybe by the time we get to next season, as far as the athletics go, we can have something for Rainstorm to be a part of this. This has been a lot of fun. It's been absolutely bonkers. at times. Every broadcast, there's a new lesson that's learned. It's just crazy how well this has come together, how well this has been every night, and all the support. Thanks for watching out there, everybody. Thanks for all these sponsors that we have now. We'll be adding to that list by the time we get to next season. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting Sioux Valley Athletics. Thanks for especially this girls team. They've had great crowds all season long. The boys, they always have good crowds. Doesn't matter what the record is. The boys always bring great crowds, but the support for this girls team has been absolutely fantastic. It'll be the same in Madison. I'm going to see many of you in Madison tomorrow night. But if you can't be in Madison right here on Saul's Media, you can watch it there. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. That's a Coach's Show for the 5th of March. We just survived the great blizzard of March 2025. The dusting of snow has melted already. The wind should be dying down shortly, and tomorrow's going to be a nice day. So it should be easy travels to Madison. It should be easy travels to Florence on Friday night, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully there's more games beyond that. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'll see you in Madison.